Sigh. Another day, another opinion. I've been fighting for my life to find an interesting video idea this week, so I'm just gonna go back to old reliable, aka more opinions. You know what? I got through a whole 3 months with no opinion videos. I'd say that's pretty good. Please consider leaving a hate comment, whether thought out or from passion, either one. And I wish you all luck.
I'ma pop, take a shot, yeah. Shoot down my girlfriend by one night, snipe them. Filling up my truck, yeah, you want that right? Boom.
Put this one in with a specific to groups in mind. Try your best to guess who those are. You'd think this would be common sense, but I have seen so many people treat these two groups like they're gods and so far above all the other peasant groups who don't write their own lyrics. And then they release something, and it sounds like something a 4-year-old could make, and then they're praised for it because they made it themselves when they'd be hating if a different group made it. As someone that does crafts, something I watercolor isn't always better than an artist's painting on Etsy. Shouldn't it be the same for music? Music is just another form of art, and it should be treated the same as the rest of its kind. Also, yeah, your group needs to work with other producers because they really can't make good music. If you feel targeted by that statement, that tells me more about your fave than it does about me, cause I'm not naming names here. No ands, buts, ors about it. I do not want to see anyone trying to break this up into oh but Blackpink paved for girl groups. No, BTS did. Period. I don't want to hear anything about some random-ass group you can find in the history of K-pop to try to fight the facts. And no, I'm not taking away the success of those other people. I'm just saying that a lot of the things you see in K-pop today wouldn't exist without BTS, and most of you all wouldn't even be watching this video if it weren't for them. Hell, I wouldn't even be making it. Music is subjective, of course, and you don't have to enjoy theirs, but God, accept it already. What more do you need? An idol saying it straight from their mouth. Oh wait.
선배님들께서 먼저 이렇게 열어주셔가지고 저희도 조금 더 알릴 수 있는 기회가 되지 않을까 싶어서 되게 감사하고 저희도 더 미국 활동을 해보고 싶다는 생각도 하게.
They're legends. Yeah, I don't think they paved the way. You have to admit, they paved the way. Anyway, mad respect to BTS. They're amazing. And
I better hear crickets chirping from your end, because what more could you need? Haters stay hating. Get over it already. I'm going to say this slowly. Repeat after me. This wasn't about you. Do you understand? This wasn't for your 5 seconds of fame and 800,000 likes you get from cutting his photo cards up, or about you crying about how you need to find a new bias. This man is a criminal. He is a disgusting, vile, despicable human being that abused a child till she was 18. This is a crime, not a scandal or a joke. Speaking of jokes, those aren't funny, so don't make them next time. And by all means, don't accuse random, probably innocent men of doing the same thing. Why isn't this common sense? Why would you ever make a TikTok being like, looking at my male biases now that Taeil dropped? Why? They're really just men, and it's really weird to claim that they're also pedophiles and rapists. You know that, right? If you want to get so up in arms about shipping idols, don't you think slandering their name with weird accusations of rape is the same thing, but 10 times worse? Because no, it wasn't BTS, SKZ, ATEEZ, EXO, or any other male idol this time. It was Taeil, one man. And you should hold him accountable and support the victim instead of making it about yourself or other innocent people. Which, by the way, please support the victim. It's very brave of her to stand up to a man in his high ranking in the industry and community, and I'm sure she's very scared, so support her. Yep, it's really okay. You can dislike an idol's voice, dancing ability, or style, personality, and you're even allowed to think some of them are ugly. All of this is fine and normal despite what some fans say. In fact, I have quite a few idols I dislike. A couple are big names. I do not see a problem with this, as there's almost definitely someone, if not a lot of people you dislike in your everyday life. Yeah, I don't know. As long as you're being chill, and not openly posting or hating on the idols you don't like. I see absolutely nothing wrong with this, and you shouldn't feel bad about it.
Toxic lover, you know better. 거기서 좀 내고 얼른 나와. You little demon in my storyline, so no.
And don't you know how sweet it tastes?
As much as I like NewJeans music, it all sounds the same at the core. That's because they all have the same Y2K aesthetic with UK garage band and to thousands implements. Some might have a change in tempo, beat, or melody. Or alternatively, 3 languages or some other random add-on. But at the end of the day, it's all the same. You can take this as an insult or not, but yeah man, it's just the same song with the same intention of going viral or charting well. There's nothing more to it. Also, I am officially back to talking about NewJeans, at least for the time being.
Hit me up now, my song. Show me right now, you show me right now.
It just gives me the ick when idols say some random cuss word that's unnecessary at the beginning of a song for no reason. There has been so many instances where idols will do this. For example, like, why was this needed to be said? It just sounds like a little kid learning a cuss word for the first time and is using it at kindergarten to shock their classmates. And I do realize that's a weird thing to say about an adult woman, and that she probably uses these words every day, but you can't tell me that it doesn't sound unnatural. It's so blatantly obvious that it was used as shock value, because the day right after any of them do this, people get all excited and start talking about how hot they are that they said a curse word. It just makes me cringe, and I get the ick from it is all.
요즘에는 별별별 이런저런 별별별 하얗은 건 별별 Twinkle little star.
This stands for everyone that does them. You always sound worse on encores than on your regular performances. Yes, this goes even for the people that sound nice on them. Even the most spectacularly talented singers always sound worse. Personally, I have listened to countless encores of recent, and even old, wins of so many different groups, and I can only confidently say that a few of them sounded great all the way through the song. Those groups are aespa, BTS, TXT, NewJeans, SHINee, Taeil, and NYX. Not even the most vocally acclaimed groups like EXO, RV, and SKZ could complete it with no struggle. And that doesn't even make sense, because those 3 groups have proven time and time again that they have good vocals. So what's happening here? This is from multiple things. Firstly, they can't hear themselves as they don't have their in-ears, which most newer performers have never performed without those, and the crowd is screaming so loud that they have to try to sing over them, resulting in voice cracks. Not to mention that they just won, and could possibly be trembling, be emotional and crying, see so excited they can't properly focus, or do all of the above. They're just people after all. With all of this in account, weaker vocalists that usually hold their own can't do it properly, especially for the 2-year or less groups and first-time winners. So next time an idol sounds bad in an encore, try your best to remember how much they're struggling before immediately hating and complaining. So many of you attack brand new, just debuted idols for their encores. Leave them alone. And that's all for today.
잠깐. 요즘에는 별별별